Hi, this is Attorney Shaparali. We're going to go over the application form I-45, how to fill it, and we have some dummy names that we're using in this case. And you will have a look how to fill the application. It's pretty simple, straightforward, but at the same time, a lot of people get confused. The form I-45 itself is for adjustment of status. It is used for application for not only for family petitions, but it's also used for employment base after your I-140 has been approved or filed concurrently with the form I-140 or the form I-130. There are many other forms that are also involved in this, but today we're putting our focus on the form I-45, and this is kind of a preview of our coming packages that we're going to be starting putting on the market with Emilo Help, where we will be kind of explaining to people how they should deal with their I-45. As you can see here, we have used some fake date of birth, some place of fake countries of birth, and in this case you're filing an application, and the name goes on the top, of course, country of citizenship, and many times people have different country of birth and country of citizenship, of course, so you need to put that. And of course the country of birth will also determine your priority date. In case, for example, let's say you are from India, but you were born in the Middle East, so you can enjoy, you can basically take advantage of that to benefit from a better priority date. So make sure that you have the proof to prove that country of birth. And as you see here, you have to put the last date of arrival, and if you have an I-94, you put it in. Some people don't have one, so you will have to put non-applicable. For example, people who entered IWI, or people who have basically entered on a parole and things like that, they won't have an I-94 number, but you have to put an explanation later. And here you have to put also any kind of status that was given by the USCIS and what was the last date. And as you can see here, we're typing that. And usually the first you pick number one most of the time, an immigrant petition, giving me immediately the right to file for adjustment of status, and this is usually used for marriage petition to a US citizen. And also ultimately, if an I-140 is approved, you can, and of course here there's a processing information, country of birth, city of birth, and current occupation. Oftentimes if you're not working, you put unemployed, and your mother's first name will come next. It's very important to have the right name, because that will have to be matched, especially if you're dealing with a petition where later on you're going to become a citizen and you will want to file for your parents. It's good to have the right record set straight at the beginning. And as you can see here, your father's name, and you keep going, and the form itself, like I said, is not difficult to fill, but at the end of the day, the problem becomes if you have issues and on your case, for example, marriage petitions, etc., you entered illegally, what we call IWI, entry without inspection. There are many other forms that needs to be filled in these cases, and like I said, this is just a preview pretty much what is coming on our packages. There will be a lot more coming with that, including a checklist that we will be offering, and also how to make the cover letter. So ultimately, this one, like I said, is just a quick preview, and you will get a lot more information on our videos and our new package that we are going to be offering under Emilo Help. So here, like as you can see, you keep going, you have a situation where you have to list all the data here, and when was the visa issued, how did you enter the United States. Here we took as temporary worker, for example, and and then you will have to list all your children's name, and that means any children, even if those children were not from previous marriages or from a different spouse, you have to list them. It's very important to list them, because if you don't, at the later stage, if you want to petition for any of them, you will have a bigger issue that you will be facing. So make sure that you're putting all the details, and when you're filling those form, as much as sometimes it might seem it is straightforward, a small mistakes can be construed as basically lying, or misrepresenting. So if you make a mistake, make sure you correct it at the outset if there's an interview, or you correct it as soon as you get a receipt on the case. So it is very, very important that you make sure that you have the right information on those forms, and none of those forms unfortunately really kind of give you the full checklist and how this is done and the law applying to you. For example, when can you file an adjustment of status, or is it good to file an adjustment of status? All this we can answer for you, and hopefully the new IMI Law Help packages or IMI Law Help support system that we're going to set will give you that. But in the meantime, you can also contact our law firm if you have any questions when it comes to filling those forms. And here the question, look at on the screen, it says name of organizations. Make sure you list any organization, even the organization is a soccer team or a church. You might want to make sure that you mention that. And here you have the set of questions. These are very, very important. You cannot make mistake. Have you ever been arrested? Have you been arrested for a crime you didn't commit, etc.? You need to be careful. If you were ever arrested, you better mention it and explain it. And if you are convicted, make sure you put a copy of your conviction disposition of the court. You need a copy from the court which is stamped by the court, and then you can make sure you can file this or have the original with you if there's an interview. It is very important. Those questions are major, because making a mistake or lying on those will really cost you and can result in a 2-1-2 denial. Here you have, for example, have you ever been an immigrant exchange visitor? These are the J1 visa. You have to know about that. I'm just going over the questions quickly. Like I said, our full no self tool will be coming out soon, where you will have a lot more details. And of course, the most important part that you're going to get from us is that special checklist that you are getting. And the I-45, like I said, is not difficult to fill, but the problem is that if you mistakes, it can really cost you, like I said. And your registration with the USCIS, this is where selective service, I have a video on that. Make sure you apply for it if you are within certain age, 26, and when you get your green card. And it says that if you understood everything, that's where it is major for you to understand. If you don't understand, talk to a lawyer who can help. And if there's an interpreter in the case, make sure the interpreter signs it. If they don't, it will become a problem. Also, if it is being filled by a lawyer, the lawyer will have to mention their name at the bottom. Note that unless someone is a lawyer or a family member or someone who is not taking money to do this except a lawyer, you cannot have a non-lawyer fill those forms. It is illegal, not only for you but also for that person who is filling the form. And we've seen a lot of cases where people get burned because at the end of the day, when those people who are filling forms don't have a license to do it, they come after those people. They end up by actually hurting them somehow and hurting you. So very important, you have an interpreter, mention the name of the interpreter, and whoever is preparing the form has to sign on it. And if it is someone you're paying, it has to be a lawyer. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a quick approach of the I-45. We wish you all the best, and anything you need, call us 510-742-5887. Anything we're saying today is for educational purposes only. Thank you.